Hey guys, Chris here from Carolat Farm. I'm out in the winter garden today. It's past the middle of December and it's so warm. It's like 55 degrees. It is breezy, so I hope this video isn't too windy, but I just couldn't not uncover my cloths and my plants are happy. But do you see who I see? Little Shrimp was all curled up under the blanket in this warm, cozy spot. He's made himself a very nice little winter bed here. So no surprise, my cats love the garden. But today we're going to give these plants some more sunlight. And I don't know if you can tell, my broccoli is not doing great though. We had another really cold snap within the last week. And I think these greens just need to be picked. There are like 2 or 3 itty bitty heads. I'll pick those as well, maybe a stir fry or something. And I think the broccoli is probably toast though for the winter. I am in the process of uncovering my plants. It's so warm and sunny today. And I found a little friend napping between the garden cloth and the netting.
As I uncover this bed further, I am noticing that the broccoli on the left side is a bit droopy, whereas the broccoli on the right here is looking a bit sturdier. I'm not sure. It could be that they are 2 different varieties.
My cauliflower plants, however, are looking pretty good after this last cold snap. They actually, I would say, look better than the last time I uncovered them, but I thought I had the beginnings of a few little teeny heads and I'm just not seeing them today, so I might have to look a little harder. Our other cabbages are still looking pretty good. I can still see a few signs of a little frost where some of the leaves were maybe kissed, but by and large they look great and they're going to keep growing. I don't see any that are large enough to pick just yet, but that one head over with our cauliflower is definitely ready, so let me go find a knife and do that. Working to uncover the netting to get to the produce always takes the longest, but it's well worth it because this netting has saved our winter crops here. You know, we haven't had any critters get in, the cats haven't been digging around them, so now let me get in there and harvest that cabbage. Thankfully, this cabbage plant though is on the very end, so all I had to do was peel back the corner, so it wasn't near as laborious as it could have been if I was going in the middle. But I'm really excited to see this head of cabbage. Now, it's not an award-winning head of cabbage here, but we'll still get a meal, if not 2, off of this. The head I picked the other week, right after that big snow we had, we harvested a bunch of leaves that had been around it, and we ended up having 3 meals off of that head of cabbage. So again, for late December, I'm still pretty happy. The more I look at these broccoli greens, the more I think I really definitely need to pick them today. Forgive my shadows and the wind. I've got a lot of things working against me today, but I want to go ahead and harvest these because they are getting super droopy, and if I don't harvest them now, they won't be good for anything. So at this point, I can harvest them, I can go ahead and cook them up, and they'll be perfectly good as if they were collards or kale or some other green that we're more familiar with eating. But you can absolutely do this with broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprout leaves, really anything like that. So now it's just a matter of harvesting these droopy leaves. I started trying just to pull the leaves off, but because they're a little on the rubbery side, I might need to get my knife and just cut the stalks and then harvest them off the stems inside. I might even take these broccoli stems and chop them and again throw them in a stir fry with those few little teeny heads that we found. Waste not, want not. This is perfectly good produce. You just have to be a little resourceful and think outside the box sometimes. And that's the fun part of gardening for me. I love trying to come up with things that we can do to stretch things and repurpose things, and why not use our droopy sad broccoli? It didn't give us beautiful broccoli heads, but by golly, we're gonna get something out of this crop. Frankie has decided that he too wants to help me in the garden. I have 2 of my kitty cats in the garden today. Here's one of those little teeny pieces that bolted on us. Just silly, silly broccoli. Winter gardening for us like this is very much experimental. This is not something we've done before. We've been like spring, summer, fall gardeners, so winter crops are not our forte yet, but we're learning as we go. So what I've done, I chopped all of those wilted leaves. I took a few of the little heads that were in the back, and I've left the plants though. I left the healthy parts because some of these plants are still looking quite good. I have one right here beside me, and I have a feeling that if it's not too cold in the next stretch ahead, these plants might actually rebound and at least give us more leaf, if not another little head or 2. So I'm gonna leave these like they are, cover them back up, and then take my bounty into the house. I do also want to mention though that one of the last things I will need to do today before the sun goes down is get back out here in the garden and cover everything back up. That'll take a few minutes. I might need a helping hand in this wind, but whenever you uncover your garden, don't forget to cover it back up. I almost forgot the other day. So thank goodness we didn't, because everything looks great. Another interesting thing I want to share is I have not had to water the garden since, I bet you, October. All of the moisture has been naturally occurring from rain, snow, even like the morning dew that kind of accumulates underneath the frost blankets. So winter gardening is easy in some ways because you're not weeding, you're not watering. However, it has its own challenges that we're certainly finding as we go, but it's still a lot of fun and it's been quite an adventure. Thank you so much for joining me today as I step into our late December garden. We have this great head of cabbage. We have our bucket of broccoli greens that are in various state of decency. And then just a few little heads of broccoli. That's really the extent of our broccoli for this season. It's not been stellar. We have a lot to learn. Stay warm, stay dry, stay safe though. Check back soon and we will give you some updates on how these winter crops continue to do. Bye guys.